next thing I'm going to do is, right, so I'm going to find out. So let's say I will come to the Docker plugin, other things later. Okay. So let us talk about SSH plugin. So imagine it is a real-time virtual machine scenario. You want to push the jar file to a remote server. Okay. Let's see how do I do that first. Okay. So for that, there is a plugin available called Publish over SSH. So basically, I want to push the data to the remote server. Okay. Let's see how do I do that. So for that, I'm going to install a plugin called Publish over SSH. Let us first install the plugin. So go to your dashboard and manage Jenkins, manage plugin, and go to the available section. There, filter for Publish over SSH. Okay, and click on this and click on Install without restart. Okay, so this plugin has some dependencies. It is identifying the dependency and it is installing it for you. Okay, and whenever you are installing a plugin, it's always better to restart the Jenkins. Okay, so it's not really mandatory to restart Jenkins for every plugin installation, but to be on the safer side, I prefer restarting the Jenkins after any plugin installation. So just click on this restart Jenkins when installation is complete. It's going to automatically restart your Jenkins. So I'm installing the plugin called Publish over SSH. So I'm going to mimic a scenario that this jar file, I want it to be pushed to a remote server. So let's see how do I do that. So for the Publish over SSH plugin, there you will be defining the targets under configure system. So that's what I'm going to do. So I need to provide a target server IP and the credentials and all those stuff, right? So you'll be able to see them under the configure system. You can just see that. So you can just talk about the key. I can add a SSH server and I can use it. Repeat. Yeah. Manage Jenkins, configure system. I'm going to say, so publish over SSH. You can see I can put the key. So here I am going to copy paste the PEM file which I shared on the first day of training. Remember, like I have shared a PEM file, right? On the first day of training. So this is the PEM file you are using in your training. That you can use the PEM file from here. So copy this. Copy this PEM file. And let me put the key content here. So the PEM file, I'm putting it here. And below that, you will have a SSH server. Click on add. That I can name it as like target. This is nothing but the name of the server. In the host name field, I can either give the public IP of the server or I can use localhost. Localhost. And in the username, I want to provide CentOS because this key is mapped to the user called CentOS. And in the remote directory, let me give /home/CentOS. Okay, so let me repeat. The PIM file, the initial PIM file, I'm saving it here, and I'm going to add a SSH server. There, I'm going to say the name is target. It is just a name. You can keep it anything. And the host name is, I want to use localhost, and the username is CentOS, and the remote directory is /home/CentOS. So let me save this. And coming back to the job, that I'm going to add one more build step. In the build step, I'm going to add send file or execute command over SSH. So this is the option. And in the drop down, I have only one server, so it's listing only with this. Okay. And the file I'm going to add is, it will be under API gateway. And then in the source file, I'm going to provide this API gateway target star.jar, because I know that the jar file will be generated there. And if you want to provide your remote directory, I wanted to go to a specific directory, you can do that. Okay. I can just say inside that directory, I wanted to create Java artifact. Let me call it as Java artifact. Okay. So the source file, I'm providing the jar file, because this will not come in the post build action. Even this is also available. Send build artifact over SSH. Okay, there also it's there. That's okay. We can either add it in the build step or post build step. Both are allowed. So source file is this, and remote directory is artifact, Java artifact. Then let me save this, build now. Let me see the console output. Let's see what's happening. Getting the test.
Connecting host.
So yes, connecting with the configuration target, transferred one file. It was successful. To check that, if I go to my server, so if I do a ls-l, I can see a Java artifact folder was created, and inside that I can see the jar file. API gateway, target, the jar file is there.
Okay.
So this publish over SSH plugin can be also used to execute some command on the remote target also. Right? For example, after deploying this file, after storing the file, I want to restart the Tomcat, something like that. Or I want to deploy this jar file. That is also you can do it. In the execute command, you need to provide that. Okay. So this is the option. I'm just trying to mimic that in a server environment, you are taking the source code, you are building it. Okay. And then you are pushing the jar file, binary file to a target server. I'm saying that remote directory is home CentOS, right? Instead of that, I will put, let's say it is under var Tomcat apps. That's the directory. Inside that, for a particular application, I can use this config.